Okay, I'm going to do a video review on this OBD II code reader. It's the Launch CReader 3001. It was sent to me by Launch to do a review, and we'll start with unboxing the product. Okay, so when you open the package, here is the code reader. As you can see, it's the Launch CReader 3001. Decent length cord. As far as the packaging, just a clear plastic clamshell. And here is our documentation. Got the front cover in the packaging. Rear cover has absolutely nothing on it. And inside is pretty basic, shows the unit, the basic parts of the unit, and very, very basic instructions on how to operate it. If you're somewhat familiar with code readers, you really don't need much more, I guess. If you're not, you probably want to look on YouTube to see the proper way to use one of these. Alright. Next is to find your OBD II port, generally under your dashboard. This is a 2005 Chrysler Town & Country I'm working on. And you can see under the dash here, we go down, and there is our port right there. So we take the connector on the code reader, take off the little protective dust cover, and you can see it's a trapezoid shape, so it only connects one way, and we just plug it in here. Generally you'll do this with the key on accessory position, with the engine off, but I'm in Florida and it's hot, so I've got the engine on at the moment. You can do it this way also. They just recommend, some cars get a little fidgety if you do it with the engine running. So as you can see the screen, here's your basic functions: diagnose, DTC lookup, tool setup, or help. We'll start with tool setup just to show you what's available there. You can set your language. You can see a decent selection of languages. I mean, only 7, but it covers the majority of people that would be watching this video, I think. Units of measure, you can do metric or imperial, which is typically all that you would need to set. The DTC lookup function, if you do find a code, you can put it in here to find out what the problem is. And as it happens, I've force set a check engine light on this vehicle so that we can do a diagnose and see if it tells us what's going on. It does test through the common protocols for connecting to the vehicle, and so it can find the right connection style. Different vehicles have different protocols. This one seems to have most of the common protocols available. Give it a moment to match up with the vehicle. Okay, it's determined it's a J1850. It does have codes in the ECU. So let's take a look at that. Make it read the codes. Okay, so we have a P0403 exhaust gas recirculation control circuit and an exhaust gas recirculation sensor. I'll take you around real quick and show you the reason I knew those codes would come up. Is for the sake of this video, I wanted to make sure there was a check engine light set. So I unplugged the EGR unit, which is right here. I'm going to go ahead and plug that back in. Lock the connector. Now again, just plugging it back in is not going to fix the check engine light, which is what tells you you have codes stored. And let's see, I'm going to bring it sideways here. There is your check engine light. Different cars, it may look a little different. That's what it is on this vehicle, similar on most vehicles. So that's how you know that there's an issue, is when that light's on, or there may be a check engine soon, or similar type light. So now that we've established that the code is valid and we've fixed the problem, now we can go back and erase the codes from the computer because we've now fixed that. So are you sure? It does give you that fail-safe. Yes, we want to do it. It does want the key on and engine off to do this. Like I said, some cars will not respond well if you do this with the engine running. It may stall the engine, it may cause other issues for the computer. So I definitely recommend, if you're clearing codes, to clear it with the engine off like it recommends. So we're going to press OK. Okay. Okay, you can see DTCs, which is diagnostic trouble codes, is showing 0. We'll reread the codes to make sure. No fault codes currently stored, so it did erase the codes. Let's restart the vehicle and just verify now that our check engine light is off. It comes on as a self-test and it should go off in just a couple of seconds. And the fact that the light is still on indicates that it's still seeing some kind of an issue. So let's go back and rescan and see if it shows something else. And now it's showing 2 codes again. So let's try something else. Again, this is my first time using this particular code reader. Let's turn the engine completely off, the vehicle off, key out. I have now unplugged the code reader from the port. Now let's turn the key to the on position. Okay, I'm thinking I might have had it in accessory the last time when I tried to clear the code. That could have been my error. So now it is in the on position. Engine is not running, but the fan is blowing from the AC and so forth. I just replugged in the code reader. As you can see, we're back to the main menu here. So we're gonna hit OK for diagnose. Okay, showing 2 codes. We're going to read the codes. It should be the same ones. I think that was my mistake. Okay, same 2 codes, but we know we fixed the problem. So now let's go back and erase the codes properly. Okay, now it's confirming it has been cleared. So that was my error the first time. So we're going to go all the way back out to the main menu. We're going to go back in to diagnose. And we're going to rescan for codes to make sure that they have been cleared at this time. Showing 0. Has no fault codes. So now let's restart the vehicle and make sure that check engine light in fact goes out. Again, it always comes on when you turn the key on. It self-checks the bulb. And as soon as the vehicle started, it immediately went out, so that means we are good to go. No code stored, and the vehicle's computer is now happy. Alright, now these are the functions that pretty much your standard code reader, clearer that you can get from eBay can do. However, this particular unit has several more functions. As you can see here, some of the functions like freeze frame only work on certain vehicles. This vehicle is not one of them. So I can't test that right now. But basically that would give you a snapshot of all of the systems in the vehicle. The IM readiness shows you the readiness of different circuits in the vehicle. You can do it just since the codes were cleared or since you started driving the vehicle this particular time. As you see, it shows you if you had misfires, if your fuel system's good, compression, catalyst monitor, evaporative system, oxygen sensors, secondary air pump system if there is one. I went too far there. The device sometimes gets a little bit laggy going through these screens, but it seems to work well and properly. So right now it seems like all of the circuits are working properly. Okay, so we go back. You can also do data streams, which is a really nice feature of this unit. Tells you what systems you can monitor. It'll tell you engine load, engine coolant temperature, your fuel system. It has an oxygen sensor test function, which I don't think I've ever seen on any code reader I've had before. And this vehicle does not support that, so again, can't test that, but it is a neat feature, I guess, if you have a newer vehicle. Evaporative system. Okay, not supported on this vehicle. This is a 2005 Chrysler Town & Country, so I do apologize. Some of these things are just not working on an older vehicle like this, apparently. Vehicle information. You can get your VIN number and various other information from the vehicle computer, make sure it matches. If you buy a used car and you're having issues, it may have had a used computer put in it that doesn't match the vehicle. That could be part of your problem. Onboard monitoring gives you a bunch of different information about the vehicle systems also. So, again, nice unit. I'll try to do a review of this unit on a newer vehicle in the near future. But for the money, compared to the other code readers that I've purchased in the past, I think it's a great buy, great unit, and definitely recommend it to anyone out there looking for one of these. Thank you. Have a great day.